Man ruins his entire marriage in 2 days. Guys, I found one of the craziest stories while I was searching, and I went back and updated every single post to ensure we have the perfect timeline. It's a story about a guy who thinks his son doesn't look much like him. So, what does he do? He tries to get a paternity test. Well, turns out his wife doesn't like that because she's not a cheater. Okay, guys, let's get right into this juicy story. My wife, 35 female, and I, 37 male, have been married for 12 years. We have 3 kids, and I always had this nagging feeling that our middle child wasn't mine. Our oldest and youngest look just like me, but my middle child does not. My wife has shown me a picture of her grandfather, and, well, he does look a lot like him, but he just doesn't have any of my family features. He looks so different than anyone else in the family. I decided I wanted a paternity test to put my mind at ease. Well, my wife got pretty upset when I brought it up, because cheating has always been a deal breaker for her. But I just saw that as all the more reason to get one done. I told her that if she had nothing to hide, she should have no problem with getting one done. I tested my son, and it turns out, well, he's mine. I thought everything was hunky-dory, and I had my peace of mind. Except she told me she was going to take the kids and go to her parents' house for a while. When I asked why, she exploded and told me that she was seriously considering divorcing me over this little stunt. That she was furious with me for doubting her loyalty, knowing how she felt about cheating, and that she would never forgive me for what I put our son through, making him question his place in the family. I tried to get her see my side, that I just wanted to be sure, and that surely she could see why I'd question it when he looks nothing like me. She told me she would never forgive me for this, and that I hoped my foolish pride was worth the cost of my family. She hasn't spoken to me since, and I need some advice on how to get her to talk to me and get her to see my side of the story, and that it wasn't some attack on her character like she seems to think it was. I don't want a divorce. Update. Got a paternity test, and now my wife might divorce me. So guys, it's been a couple months now, and I thought I'd update. My wife finally agreed to a sit-down with me a couple weeks after I posted, and as some of you said, she does not want to stay with me. We talked, and basically it boiled down to she wants a divorce because I don't trust her, and think so poorly of her character that I thought she'd pass another man's child off as mine. She then said she'll never forgive me for treating my son so abhorrently. He asked why I hated him. I did not realize I treated him so different, but apparently it was obvious. I tried to defend myself, but she asked what I meant then, because no matter how I tried to dress it up, I accused her of cheating and treating our son like trash because he wasn't my spitting image. She then brought up she wondered if I was projecting because only one of us has ever had infidelity in their background, and it wasn't her. That stung. Because while yes, I cheated in 2 past relationships, I've never cheated on her. I said that, but she said she's never cheated at all. That did not stop me from accusing her of it, did it? So now my kids won't talk to me and my wife wants to divorce, all over a paternity test. New update 6 months ago, wife won't come with kids for Christmas. Help. Well guys, here's the update. My wife is divorcing me. If you need all the details, you can check my profile or the previous post, I guess. But the short of it is, it's over me getting a paternity test. I want to spend Christmas together, but my wife won't spend it with me. She says that she'd split the day so I could see 2 of my kids, but I want her and the 3rd child to come too. She refuses. I asked my son if he wanted to come see me, and he said no, he's staying with my wife. I said that I shouldn't continuously be punished for getting a paternity test and that the kids deserve to spend time with a full family unit. She said our son deserves to be around someone who doesn't act in a way that makes him feel like I hate him. I tried to argue being a full family unit again would be good for everyone, and maybe we can even try to reconcile since I still don't want a divorce. And think she could give me another chance maybe? She said no, offered to split the day again, and that was it. There's 2 more final updates I found. Here's the update from 5 months ago. I need advice on how to get my wife to talk to me. Help, please. My wife and I are divorcing against my will over getting a paternity test. She would not spend Christmas with me or make our middle child see me, though she did offer to send the other 2. And she refused to have dinner with me on my birthday, despite me asking her several times to do so. I finally got frustrated when she refused to see me this weekend, and told her she needed to start working with me so we can work this out. And she needs to stop coddling our child and make him see me too. My wife refuses to work with me at all, and refuses to send my son, who I, in her words, quote, treated like crap, to see me against his will. I really think if I could just get her to see me, I could convince her to talk this out with me. I don't want to be the first person in my family to end up divorced. My mom says to give her space because she thinks I messed up by doing what I did, and any chance of reconciliation needs to be on her terms, not mine. But my dad's actually mad at me because he thinks I acted like a piece of trash, in less polite words, and ruined my relationship, and he has taken my wife and child's side completely. I don't want to let this keep festering, so I actually need good advice to get her to agree to talk things out with me. Okay guys, Mr. Reddito here. So that was all the updates, but I did find one post from that user. It's not related to the story, but you guys have to hear this. It's titled, "My coworkers are being cold to me. How can I smooth things over?" I'm a 38-year-old male with a young woman, 23 female, who I'll call Emma. Her daughter turned 4 last week, and the next day, another coworker I'll call Ken, who's in his 30s, was asking what they did. She said she got her a stuffed animal, got a 2-pack of cupcake, and took her to a restaurant. I realized she spent maybe all of $20 at her kid's birthday. The stuffed animal was only $5. The cupcakes she's talking about are $1.10 at the grocery store, and the restaurant they went to, kids eat free. I said she was lucky her kid was young enough to not realize what a cheapskate her mom was. Emma gave me a real nasty look and said not everyone was materialistic or required expensive things. I thought that was really rude and told her not to get snotty with me, because she got called out for being cheap, and that kids deserve better than what she did. She told me, considering my current family situation, maybe I wasn't the best person to be doling out parenting advice. Then she left. I felt like she slapped me in my face. I expected Ken to agree. She acted like a jerk, but he said she was right. And the guys whose kid won't talk to him should not be telling anyone else about what they should be doing as a parent. Oh man, I got upset and considered going to HR over it, but decided against it. I found out later that Emma is really struggling, and that cheap birthday was all she could afford. I feel a bit bad about that, but still feel like she's really overreacting, especially by bringing my family situation into it. She hasn't spoken to me since that happened, and several other coworkers are being pretty frosty to me as well. I told Emma I was sorry what I said offended her, but nothing has improved. What advice do you have so I can smooth things over with my coworkers? Well, guys, the more and more I was reading from OP, I'm starting to think his wife and kid did not leave him just because of the paternity test. This guy seems all sorts of messed up. I mean, the camel that broke the back, or whatever that phrase is whenever he went into his work and started causing drama there and needed to do another post about it. This guy is crazy. Let me know your thoughts on this story. We do have one more story left in today's video. If you're new to the channel, drop a subscribe so you never miss these daily stories, and here comes the last story of the day. So, my 22-year-old female, sister 24 female, recently got engaged to a guy she's been seeing for about a year and a half. Let's call him David. I've never liked David. Literally, from the moment my sister brought him home to meet us for the first time, every single one of us disliked him. He was just a very rude guy who did not seem to have any manners. Literally, the first time I met him, he said my sister got all the looks in the family and said it was a joke. My sister stopped telling me anything about him because she knew I did not like him, and I'll just probably talk crap. But 3 months ago or so, we found out he cheated on her with his ex, who also happens to be the mother of 3 of his kids. She packed her stuff and left him for about a day. Although I was devastated for her, I was so happy she found the strength to leave him and know she deserved better. Literally not even 24 hours later, he proposed to her, gave her a speech about how much he loves her and can't see his life without her, and she cried of joy and said yes, yes, yes. Anyways, I'm having my graduation party in 2 weeks. My sister called to ask what she wanted them to bring me as a gift. I asked her, who's them? Was I already told her I never wanted to be around her fiancé. I thought it would be obvious I wouldn't want him at my graduation party. The last time I saw him, we had a fight because my sister sent him to pick something up from the house. But he was, quote, busy, so he sent his friend. A friend who I literally exposed for stalking me when I was in high school. He used to harass me for a date and would literally drive to my high school and just stare at me until I leave. I had so much anxiety for so many years because of this guy. Well, David knew damn well this guy used to stalk me, but he still sent him to my house, and now this jerk has my address. When I called him out, he said I was being dramatic, and that I like making a big deal out of everything. Anyways, I told my sister I don't want him at my graduation party. She said I was being unreasonable and that I should understand they come as a pair now. I told her that's completely fine, and that the pair of them can simply not attend then. She said I was being a jerk, and after all that we've been through as sisters, I'm, quote, letting hate win. I feel like I'm quite justified in not wanting him to attend, to be honest, but am I the a-hole? I thought this one was pretty easy to me, but just before I get started with the opinion, I will say there's a complete update for this story, and we're going to jump into that right after this. There was a comment that I read, and I 100% agree with it. It says, not the a-hole. There's excluding someone's fiancé because of petty bullcrap, and then there's excluding someone's fiancé because said fiancé gave your stalker your home address. If your sister is upset, maybe she shouldn't marry someone who is an a-hole to her and her family. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up my opinion. Let me know what you think before the update and after the update. Let's go ahead and check that out now. So, I graduated last weekend. My sister did not come, of course, and I have not reached out to her to try to convince her to either. She was clear in her stance that she and her man come as a package, and I'll have to accept him or accept that she won't be coming. Kind of worked for the better, though. I gave the extra invitation for the ceremony to a friend who has a big family, and she got to bring both grandparents. Anyways, my dad found out about the stalker incident. I didn't tell him because he would worry too much. He was furious and told my sister she better not bring David around him. and also that he was disappointed she gave David the benefit of doubt regarding the whole situation when he put me in danger. She said I shouldn't have been so worried about the stalker because he has a wife now and isn't even interested in her anymore. So dumb. I've had to bother my male friends by asking them to stay at my house with me most nights because I'm terrified that the stalker will show up, and I'll be there by myself. But according to my sister, his marital status should put my mind at ease. Anyways, it was quite a big argument and she stormed off. We found out the night of my graduation that she and David had eloped and got married the day before. Guess who was in attendance? Yep, the ex-stalker. Not surprised, to be honest, nor do I even care anymore. Everyone's kind of outraged on my behalf, but I kind of really don't even care. I had a great time during my graduation. I've somehow managed not to overthink or feel sad about anything. I'm on a holiday with my friends and I'm trying my best to not let my sister, her loser of a boyfriend, and the stalker to be on my mind. It's probably all just in my head, but I really feel like the stalker guy is around me at random times. Since I've been on holiday, I felt a lot better, and I'm kind of dreading going back home. My lease from my house will be up next month, so I'm hoping moving from my house will help me feel better. But for now, the over-the-counter motion sickness pills will have to do for anxiety. Well, it seems things are looking up for OP, as she's finally enjoying a holiday with her friends, but I can't think to help in the back of my mind that this stalker guy could continue to be a problem. Let's hope OP can get out of her lease in time and move to a new house so she can finally feel safe. No one deserves to have someone stalking them. Okay guys, let me know what you make of this update. That's all the stories I have for you today. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button, smash that like button, check out the Instagram channel in the description, and Mr. Reddito hopes you guys have an amazing night. I'll see you tomorrow.